4K Downloader is a simple solution for downloading high quality videos from YouTube and other social media platforms for use at a later date. You can download the smallest resolutions all the way up to the 4K resolution, including 3D and 360 VR videos. Whether you want to download just the videos, an entire playlist or an entire channel, or if you would just like to do audio MP3s, this program is the one for you. Try it now for free, or if you'd like to get the personal or the pro setup, click on the link down below and continue to support this channel. Hey there, welcome to another Musician Reacts. I was about to say Dave Does, but I'm not doing Dave Does today, I'm doing Musician Reacts. And today we're going to go check out a band called Underking. Now, this is a band that I did on the Dave Does channel. Nottingham based, Maxwell Jeffries is the main singer guitarist. So it's his project. And we've had some good back and forth talking about his techniques. I've watched some of his playthrough videos, some of his in the studio kind of behind the scenes working through tracks. So I was intrigued he sent me another song that apparently had taken some of the feedback. I haven't heard it yet, but I've given him some feedback on the last one we did, which was, I can't remember what we did. Was it The Mask? I think was the last one we did. I think. And this one is called Dragon of the West. According to this is the bio given to me by Maxwell. Dragon of the West is Underking's most heartfelt song to date, a rock ballad inspired by the events of series of Avatar: The Last Airbender. Okay, featuring a deeper fray into orchestral elements. Now that could be interesting. People adding orchestral elements into metal tracks can either go really well or go really, really badly, where the orchestral elements get far too processed sounding, really badly mixed in, or they go too over the top. They start putting one layer of like strings in and start trying to add more layers and more layers, and next thing you know, you just get this feeling that's way over too powering. Now, it's not just new bands that do this, it's even big bands. I've heard this on some productions where it just feels the orchestration's far too big, and it just drowns out the rest of the metal band. But we're going to look into this one. So influences varying from things like Meatloaf to Judas Priest, etc. So we're going to, and apparently this song features the production talents of Stephen Wolty. Okay, so it's got someone else involved in the mix. So I'm intrigued to see what this one is all about. But as always, if you want to support this channel, you can do so by checking out the Dave Does channel and the Musician Rant channel. We have a merch store on the Dave Does channel for t-shirts, mugs, and a load of other stuff, hoodies and stuff like that. And 6 rules on this channel we have, which is no talking during the video, no pause in the video, etc. There isn't a video specifically for this, so it is just going to be a picture. And I'll put up some more information about the band on the screen. Let's do this. Dragon of the West by Underking. Count it in. 3, 2, 1. Go! Okay, so Underking and Dragon of the West. Okay, interesting track. I like the song as a whole. I thought the song itself, the structuring, musicianship, vocals, really like the vocals. I like the layering and the 3 different part harmonies that were in there over the choruses. It sounded very, very cool. So well done, Maxwell. Bits, there were a couple of bits. So these are more kind of production notes I would have given. And it's one of the things you do tend to get is when you're doing obviously the production, you tend to kind of become ear deaf to your own production. So you listen to it, and you end up just finding that you've become so obsessed with certain things that you then lose sight of others. And so first time listening is always a pretty cool thing to do because it gives you a fresh pair of ears. And it's one thing I tend to do is I send tracks to people I know. Things that I think are quite good mixes, I'll send to them and they'll send the ideas back and go, this was not right, or I felt this was wrong in the mix. So I thought the drums had a great sound, nice, full, punchy sound coming through. Only thing I'd have liked would have been over the verse. There felt when I was listening to that first verse and it was just the vocals and the keyboard and the drums, it felt there was something missing. And the thing I think was missing for me was the hi-hat was too low. So you could hear it with certain other cymbals, and that kind of helped fill up some of the room. But it just there was an element of the mix missing, and also with the keyboards, which were producing the orchestration, which was giving you this strings style effect. It's the same effect on the chorus as it is on the verse, and for me, that needed to have a slightly different effect over that bit where it was just the keyboards, because it just felt a little bit too harsh, that keyboard part. It needed to be softened down maybe, or something like that. But it was a cool idea. I liked the idea. It just, there's something on that specifically the first verse, which maybe it was because it was the first time I'd heard it and after repeated listenings, but it's important that the first time you listen to it, it gives you your gut feel about a track. And I made a note of 3 minutes and 36 seconds, because at 3 minutes 36 seconds you have a guitar tone that just cuts in and it gives you this huge weight of guitar, which sounded cool, but it's the only time in the song that it comes in. And then the rest of the time you've got a completely different guitar tone which doesn't have as much weight, and you do notice it. You feel, and I'm going to guess from a production point of view, this has been to give headroom for all the other instrumentation. So obviously with your bass, your guitars, your synths, etc., to give everything a nice overall feel, you've got a safe mix. I just felt there's a little bit of full, it didn't feel like there was a lot of power. It felt it was playing it safe. It was almost like you could turn the volume up. Yes, you could do that, and that might help from my end, if you like. But I've got the same volume for every song I react to. And the volume that's coming through is fine. It was coming through the speakers at the right levels. What I didn't get was weight and impact. Now, a lot of that you only tend to get in the big studios who've at the time and the different layers, and they can do multi-tracking and a lot more multi-tracking of different guitar parts to get that full heavy sound. I just felt there's maybe an element of that just to fatten it up a little bit, especially over things like the chorus, where you've got a lovely vocal tone, you've got a lovely vocal melody. Everything sounds, as far as what's being played, really well. It all sounds really good. It just doesn't have enough force coming at me to drag me in. It just feels too safe. It's like basically if you were to rate it out of intensity of between 1 and 10, it feels like I'm at a 6. It feels, I don't need it to be a 10, but I'd like it to be like an 8 maybe just pushing it a bit further to get that intensity of the mix and to get that fullness of the tone. But everyone's got different setups in their studios, in their home, on their headphones, so it's a safe mix. It's a good mix for multiple different platforms, so for different, whether it's on your iPhone, on a PC, or whatever you're going to be playing it on, it's a safe mix. But then obviously you want to go for everyone wants their own personal style, and I like a big full mix, and that's kind of what I go for. But hopefully you enjoyed it. I enjoyed the track, and if you like this video, please do subscribe, click the bell icon, like and share. And now remember, that's how a musician reacts.